The GMen Show 38, Aluminion.
Yeah, it's the GMen Show. Talking fruit, tech, and ego. Hot takes, cold coffee, still hitting every keynote. They roast your phone. No! They roast each other. Tips, rants, one after another. Is that a feature or just a bug? Either way, it gets a shrug. GMen Show, turn it up. Let the fanboys know. Questions, rants, or a nerdy confession. Call in now. Join the obsession. 703-828-46777. 703-828-4677. Yeah!
And welcome everyone to the G-Men Show. I'm Guy, and he's Dave. Dave is back. He is back.
Hey.
And we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. So apparently Chromebooks are like Trix cereal and just for kids. They're being replaced in droves by MacBook Neos and other inexpensive computers. To combat that, Google is coming out with a new desktop operating system called the Aluminium OS, or Aluminium for our UK friends. Good plan? Hard to say, but dumping Chrome as an OS kind of seems like a step in the right direction. How are you doing today, Dave?
I am doing great, hanging out at my lake house, as you've been here many years ago, and
Yes.
sitting here looking out the window here, and it's a beautiful day, looking at the lake. The boats are going by, and yeah, we're having
sweet,
having a great weekend, and glad to be here. And yeah, so I'm in an undisclosed bedroom, and
you got everybody out of the house, or are they all just
everybody's out of the house. So you won't hear dogs barking or people screaming. So
okay,
we're good.
You know, any of those things have happened on this show before, so you know it's good.
Yeah, well, it adds to the character of the show.
Yes, sometimes it does, especially with Wilf, Gaz's dog. Yes. I hope to be talking to Gaz very, very soon. You and I were talking about that just before we started.
We miss you, Gaz.
Yeah, we do. We miss you so much, Gaz, and I hope you're listening to the show so that you can hear how much we, miss you. So get better soon, and I will be talking to him hopefully at some point this week.
Excellent.
Dave, and I'm sure you can relate to this. I am so tired of doctors.
Yeah. Well,
it's like
me too.
There's a new one every single week. So last week was the joy and fun of a colonoscopy. And as I said on your show, these pipes are clean and everything came out good. So this is funny. Before I got the anesthesia, when I was still in the little pre-op room that they had us, that they take you into,
right?
The doctor comes in and he's asking me questions, and I'm, hold on to your hats here. I'm sometimes a bit of a smartass. I know, shocking.
Oh, wow,
so shocking.
I wouldn't expect that.
Go ahead.
I said I wouldn't have expected that.
I know, no, it's just not like me. So I asked him if the camera he was going to use was 4K, and deadbeat, complete. He's like, well, it's the latest and the great. And I'm kind of looking at him going, dude, come on. It was a joke.
He doesn't have a clue what you're talking about.
Yeah. And he was kind of like, oh. And then he finally got it, and gave a little chuckle. But on the inside, he's probably going, smart ass. So, and then on Friday, I had an appointment with my podiatrist because I have a huge callus on one of my toes that just will not go away. I think I broke the toe. I think I broke my big toe at some point, probably when I was still doing Taekwondo and didn't realize it, because it doesn't have like the same sense of movement that the left one does. And so because of that, that's how this callus has been building up. So much fun. And then this week on Wednesday, after I go bowling, Wednesday night, I have my second sleep study. Now, I did one recently, but the first time I did it was like 25 years ago. And I got my first CPAP machine from that, which I still use today. It is so old, they could get zero information off of it. So when I,
Two for an upgrade.
yeah, a little bit.
So
So
I've got to go. Every year, and then after 5 years, I get a new machine. This is my second or third machine. Is that they get me? So
no, I'm on the same one for like well over 20 years. And
no, that
I
thing
don't
is
know if
ancient.
they took the cover off of that, but if they did, I don't want to see what's been gathered inside of that machine for the last 20 plus years. Yeah, not good. Not
Yeah,
good at all. So Wednesday night after I go bowling, I have to go to
good.
this other
Bowling and
clinic,
sleep, a good
and then
combination.
they'll wire me for sound, and
There you go.
then
Got
I
the
have to
probes
go to
everywhere.
sleep again. Yeah. Oh boy, probes. It's like, eh, is there a UFO? You know, probes.
Might be.
I'd say anal probes, but that was last week.
Ah,
Last
okay.
week. Okay, good. Um, Dave, you know, and we're going to talk about this. I'm still
Yeah, you're a
loving
Heil.
my Heil PR35 microphone, and here it is in all of its glory. And you're
Yes.
using a different microphone than what you
Well, I
normally
had to
do.
because I'm not going to bring my my Rode Pod mic because I got to lug it around at the lake. So, but I have my trusty travel one. It's the Rode NT Mini, which is an awesome mic, and it's USB. It's got a built-in monitor, and it's portable. It's not expensive. It's like $100,
Yeah,
and magnetic base, and yeah, and it hooks right into USB. You don't have to mess around with it, and it sounds good. So
it does.
I'm sounding
And
really good. So
and you can do all kinds of things with that microphone
yeah,
with the apps that you can download
with the software,
from
yeah.
Robe,
Mm-hmm.
from Road,
Rode. Rode is my friend.
Road
They
is
make some.
our friend. I
They
will
make some
not
good
be
stuff.
having my Road Procaster, no
Pod,
Podcaster Duo when I go. And let's talk about this
yeah,
before we go any farther. When I
yeah,
come out to Macstock,
right.
which is taking place July 9th, or actually
Well,
July
10th.
10th through the 12th, which is that
Yeah.
second weekend in July
Mm-hmm.
in Crystal Lake, Illinois, at the Crystal Lake Holiday Inn.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
the great thing about it now being at the Holiday Inn is that you park your car, you get your room, and then you don't have to go anywhere for
Nope.
3 days. And it's going to be so much fun. They have lunches every day, all the great speakers, all of the camaraderie, the
Yep.
fun that is
Networking.
networking, the fun that's going to happen on Friday and Saturday nights. I'm telling you,
Oh
there's
yeah.
parties. There was, like, I didn't go last year, but I went the year before. There was a wine tasting party in one of the rooms that went on until 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
And
Our girlfriend Barry Falk.
that's what I was going to say. Barry Falk had that party going until the wee hours of the day, or morning, really, or the evening, morning, evening, one of those times. I guess it depends where you are on planet
Yeah.
Earth. Yeah.
But by the way, make sure everybody knows that this is Crystal Lake, Illinois, which is outside of Chicago. So you have to know
Yes.
the bit where the nearest big city is. That's what you'd be flying into in Chicago to come see
Yeah.
us.
And it's about what, an hour
It's about an hour
away.
drive from O'Hare. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Not too.
So you don't
It's a
have to
beautiful area
worry
around there.
about
Yeah.
Chicago traffic the whole time that you're at the
Yeah,
conference.
sure. I mean, on the suburbs. So where I'm located right now is literally about 20 to 20, maybe 30 minutes. I got to adjust time because when you're in a rural area, it's further distance from like when I think of my home,
Home base.
I have to
Right.
go
Your new
someplace. Oh
home.
yeah, it's like 15 minutes. No, it's still a good 30 to 35 minutes, depending. Traffic can be a struggle sometimes. Woodstock's a big
What? In
city,
Chicago?
and Crystal Lake, of course, too. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure rush hour in Crystal Lake, it's a bear. It's really bad.
Well, it can be.
But
Seriously, no.
you can get still get tickets for this, and I'm sure there might still be some hotel rooms left at the
There
Holiday
is.
Inn.
I checked. Yep.
Okay, and so put that on your calendar, and if you have any way to attend, you really should. It's the camaraderie between all the people there. Everyone's approachable. If you have
Yep.
problems, you can talk to anyone there about it. I'll be doing some podcasting. Dave Hamilton will be there. He'll be doing some podcast. I think he's doing Saturday night.
No, he's not. Because Marty's going to be doing his his tech support session. So that's the Saturday night event.
Oh, okay. And then Friday is David Pogue.
David Pogue, right? Yeah.
Right.
So I don't
So
know if Dave is doing anything unless he's doing something on the side.
he's got his he's doing a talk though, isn't he? In
He's
support of his
speaking.
book.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm talking about Dave Hamilton. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So many Daves.
Yeah, no, David Pogue is going to be speaking as well as doing it's an evening with David Pogue, and he's going to sign his book because he has his book Apple the First 50 Years, and he is Mike Potter was able to obtain a good pricing on books. He's going to have a couple of boxes of books available for people to purchase, and then have David sign it. I have my own copy, so I'm going to bring mine to have him sign it.
Nice.
So that's the things going on. But don't forget, we also have to mention that on Wednesday, Thursday, July 9th. No, I'm sorry, it is Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? What's July 9th?
Thursday.
It's Thursday, July 9th. Yep.
Right.
Because we do Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And that's Ecamm's going to be there. They're doing Ecamm a creative camp, and that they go around different places around the world. Actually, they were just in the UK. They usually do like a 2 or 3 day camp, but this is the Mac edition.
Right.
So we're going to see Doc Rock. We're going to see Katie. Yes, this will be like a mini camp, and it's 1 day. And it's in addition to Mac Stock, but Doc Rock's going to be there. Katie Folk's going to be there. There's going to be a number of folks that are part of the Ecamm team. They're going to be there. They're experts in training how to use Ecamm. If you don't know what Ecamm is, it's a creative studio, basically. What it is, and that's what Guy and I use all the time as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm using right now.
Yeah,
and if you go over to YouTube and go to the Vert Shark channel, VERTSHARK, you can view many videos that was created in this software, along with about 700 of its closest friends. They're all right there.
Same here. I'm
way back.
Same here with InTouch iOS. I just now finally figured out and decided to get motivated. I started posting the videos of the show. I just posted my latest episode as an actual video, not just the live stream, as well as I had an interview. And I had an interview with Don McAllister, if anybody knows here who listens from Screencast Online fame, that he has a new app. So go check that out too.
Very nice guy too.
But not to go off a tangent there, but July 9th is an extra day event, so you do have to pay extra admission for that. Because
I'll be going to that one.
Yeah, I've already signed up, and well, they give me a little bit of perks for being a speaker.
Now, as I understand it, there's some people have a discount code that they can use to get $50 off. Do you have one of those codes, Dave?
I do. My code is InTouch. If you do that at checkout, you're going to save $50 off of the price of admission.
So it's like free money.
It is.
So go ahead and sign up for MacStock and come and have a great time with all of us. We really, really would appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Okay. We're going to slip right from that over to Gaz's snippets. Oh, was that the one I wanted to do? Or was it this one?
Gaz's snippets, headlines fly, we just clip it. Bite-sized buzz, you won't miss it. Hey, tap in quick, Gaz's snippets blinking, you get the gist of it.
Okay. Gaz does not like it. Does not like any of those. He just likes the standard, and just that's what he wants me to do. But I can do what I want. The first story I want to talk about is California is revolting, and I'm going to skip the obvious pun. California has been building a high-speed rail between Los Angeles and San Francisco that was originally budgeted for about $33 billion for phase 1. And it is now estimated to be around $231 billion. Local mayors across the projected path have raised alarms to plans that they say would tap local taxpayer funds. Words are hard. Mayor Jerry Dyer of Fresno and 9 other mayors supporting him are upset at some of the rhetoric contained in the budget for the high speed line. The state, and here's a quote from him: "The state cannot solve a state funding problem by raiding local tax bases." A California high speed rail authority spokesman pushed back on the mayor's characterization, saying that there's no finalized plans to capture local revenues. They said there is no proposal, though the 2026 draft business plan, the authority is continuing conversations with local jurisdictions and stakeholders about potential tools that could support station area infrastructure and long-term system delivery. So far, and this all started in 2008, so far, no actual track has been laid for the project, while spending has consumed about $15 to $16 billion.
Gosh.
So here we are, 18 years after the original proposal was approved. 15 to $16 billion have been spent, and there is no track yet laid. It's like, where is this money going?
Gotta love governments. I gotta say.
I mean, that's just crazy.
I mean, it would make total sense. I mean, California is an enormous state. Going from from the north to the south, it takes hours upon driving. What, 8 to 10 hours of driving up from along the entire coast? I'm probably
and I
wrong
think
on
this
those
is
numbers.
supposed to reduce it to about 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours. So easily cuts it in half.
I mean, they've been talking about high speed rail coming from California to Las Vegas too, and that hasn't happened.
Right. Well, that's different because that's part of a private consortium called Brightline.
Yeah, right.
The same company.
This is a state thing. Yeah.
That has a rail system currently going from Miami, Florida, obviously,
right,
to Orlando, with plans to expand that to Tampa. And I don't know if they plan on putting anything else in there. The big problem for Brightline on that line has been just the crazy number of accidents that have happened, because people, and again, I grew up there. We're talking South Florida.
Right.
People ignore crossing, the arms coming down, or they ignore the flashing lights at an intersection, and they keep getting hit and killed by Brightline trains. Yeah. And while you might think that Darwin would have something to do with this, it is still a tragedy, but it's not Brightline's fault. They can't force people to not do stupid things and get hit by trains. All right, we're going to move on from that. Now, under the category of Mark That Page, Apple is readying the subdomain genai.apple.com. There'll be a link in the show notes. But so far, it's an address that leads to nowhere. Speculation is that it will feature info about generative AI for various Apple products. Most believe the page will go live at or near events tied to WWDC 2027 next month.
26.
So, on what?
2026.
Oh, yes. Oh, I have that wrong. 2026. Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that? Do you think that, because they already have a page for AI,
right? The Apple Intelligence. But I'm not surprised. They're really ramping up a lot of activity in the AI arena, partnering with Google, partnering with OpenAI, because they kind of dropped the ball on this. They do the announcement 2 years ago now, saying, "Oh, we got all these great things going out, and look what happened, nothing."
And look at all those demos.
Yeah, all the demos they did, and oh, this is going to be a great thing, and it turned out to be a big bomb dud. But I'm not at all surprised that this is going to be happening sooner than later. They can't ignore this because they're behind everybody now. I mean, all the top dogs, and AI isn't going anywhere. You
True.
got all the big boys with, like I said, OpenAI with ChatGPT, Gemini with Google, and you got Claude, and you got all these other companies that are way ahead of the game here when it comes to this, and it's just going to continue to evolve. I mean, Microsoft with Copilot, even though they've kind of been kind of the lagging company out there, there's no way ignoring it because I work in the enterprise, and I'm telling you that there's a huge focus on AI in the enterprise for sure. And that of all the places that you would worry that there's some concerns with security and sharing information. No, they got this thing locked down. So it's just a matter of getting things in place. And then the key is people understanding how to use it, because that's the thing. People don't think of you got to get it in your mindset. Now, everybody, the first thing people think about is when they want to search for something. Oh, let's go to Google. Let's go to a Bing or whatever. Well, I mean, my first thing now is thinking, you know what, a Copilot when it comes to work is probably going to be a good thing to be able to do. And companies are going to be looking and monitoring how much use there is too, because you got to think about it. It's a huge investment. You got to say you got 6 to 10,000 employees, and Microsoft's still going to be charging $25 to $30 a month for one person.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. But so you want to get your investments worth out of this. So using them within the applications, and that's the thing too. I think Claude and all the rest of them have potential linking to like Microsoft 365. So you want to be using it in Outlook, you want to be using it in Word, Excel, PowerPoint. It is amazing what you can do to work with the tools that you have, and any of those will integrate depending on what they choose from. But that's why it's hard in the business. It's hard to do that. But if you go on the other sides of things, plenty of developers out there are using Claude because of code. Well, Apple's got to jump on this. I don't know what they're waiting for, and this is crazy where this is at. So I'm hoping to see some progress with this, especially with the S lady. It's just SLA is this absolute mess right now. I mean, Amazon's way ahead of things with the A lady. And
You almost said it. You almost said
I
it.
almost said it, A lady. And I'm telling you, they've come a long way with what they do, because now with the newer Alexa devices, oops, oh well, I said it.
Oh well.
That they I'm impressed how they work, because you can basically have a conversation with her, and I've been doing it. It's like the funniest thing in the world.
Have you done it in the car while driving?
Yeah, well, ChatGPT too,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's the funniest thing. You get entertained as you're driving to work.
It's like, well, tell me what Dan Marino's stats were in 1989, and she'll go and get them and bring them
Right.
back and tell you all about them. The one thing that all of the chatbots that work through CarPlay don't have, that I'm hoping the S lady will have,
Yeah.
is links into things like location services,
Right. Which they
and
don't.
and contacts and all the rest of that. So when I invoke S lady, and it's like, okay, well, I'm headed west on I-70 on my way to the MaxDoc conference and expo, and I'm in Ohio.
Open the Maps app. I can't help you.
Yeah, and I would like to get a Burger King double Whopper with cheese, just because that's my jam. And Chat GPT can't help me unless I give it where I am. It can give me directions from anywhere I tell it that I am at, but it can't tell me from where I am currently, as I'm, driving at 70 plus miles an hour down an interstate highway. Whereas S lady needs to have those hooks into her, so that we can do things like that, and just invoke S lady through our steering wheel control and say, where's the nearest Burger King? It's going to know what direction we're going in, what road we're on, and where the closest exit is, so I can get my Whopper fix.
Right.
And the other ones can't do that. But
Right.
I wasn't going far. I think I was headed out to the bowling alley a couple of weeks ago, and I just installed Chat GPT.
Mm-hmm.
And I got into this long conversation with Chat GPT about Ian Hunter, who was a singer for a band called Mott the Hoople, and did a lot of solo stuff, and still performing today. And she was giving me all kinds of information that I didn't know. But because Chat GPT doesn't have links into things like Apple Music, I couldn't tell her or him or your voice of choice, oh, play that song. It can't do it because it doesn't have the hooks in there. So I'm hoping that S Lady will.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, under the category of I'd buy that for $1, and RoboCop fans will know what that is. Facebook has launched an app called Forum that brings all the groups that you belong to a feed separate from the rest of the platform. It's supposed to be customizable with suggested content from other similar groups that other than the ones that you already belong to. It has a dedicated search function called Ask that will restrict the search to a group rather than a general chuck in everything.
Yeah.
There's also an AI assistant to help admins and moderators deal with common tasks. I haven't had a chance yet to try this. I found this story as I was putting the notes together, and I belong to a crap ton of groups on Facebook, whether it's podcasting or Star Trek or, audio gear or, what have you. And it would be nice to say, all right, well, show me instances of things about the Lewitt 440 Pure microphone, and not have it go to every single bit of Facebook, and just stick it to the groups that relate to audio equipment. Did you know about this, Dave?
I did not. So I can't say much on it other than go to look at it later. But yeah, this looks interesting. I mean, that's, I think, the way things are going. I mean, you're seeing it going to sites that, I was just on a medical site and asking a question. I was looking at a car. I just pricing cars, just playing around, and I was on Carvana, and they gave me a quote for a trade in, and I asked the question: is this going to be? This is the quote. You're not going to change this. And then I was able to ask that question, and you're going to see that more and more with social media, as well as any other site that's using it. I mean, Amazon uses it now. It's called Rufus, I think.
Yeah.
That you can ask questions about a specific product. It is kind of goofy.
Yeah.
So this is the trend. I think this is what's happening because
it's a dedicated, localized search.
Right. So you're going to have the people that are in customer service crying, "Oh, you're taking my job. Well, I can't do it." Well, it's more efficient, I hate to say, and that's not the type of job that really is lasting out there, unfortunately. But because trying to get a hold of somebody in customer service now is quite the task.
Yeah.
Yeah, a real person. Yeah. It's quite a task. So.
I actually used Rufus yesterday because I was looking for, because you've met me. I'm a big guy. Tall,
yes, you are.
Very tall. And the size shirts I wear are 2XLT, T for tall. And trying to find shirts like that, unless you go to a dedicated big and tall store, can be very difficult. So I tried Rufus on Amazon, and it sort of worked. It kept taking me, and again, and this is what kind of pisses me off about this kind of stuff.
Right.
Whereas what's a good term? They're eating their own promos or what have you. They have all these sponsored links, and instead of giving you, and this is what Google does as well, instead of giving you what it is what you're really looking for, the stuff that's going to be at the top are the links to products that people are paying Google or Amazon or whoever to promote, which is why I like using something like ChatGPT or Perplexity or some of these other ones when I'm actually searching for something to buy, because they don't do that. They don't have sponsored links. It's like, oh, okay, you want to know about this? Well, here, and it just gives it to you with the links. So that's a good thing. But yeah, customizable, dedicated search to particular sites is the way that things are kind of moving. That's all I got for GazMaz snippets, Dave.
Last flash from GazMaz snippets. Apple news on the brain. Scroll it, swipe it. That's a segment. Now we're jumping off the train. One more ping, then silence. Hit the logo, fade to black. Gaz signed off on Apple headlines till the next drop brings us back. Hey, hey,
Hey,
Hey,
hey, hey, Dave.
hey.
We're going to get right into the main topic. The main topic today is we're going to talk about the Aluminum OS, or Aluminium if you live in the UK. This is Google's reported new Android-based desktop operating system for PCs and laptops meant to unify or eventually replace the Chrome OS. The current reporting points to Aluminum OS as Google's internal code name for an Android-based desktop platform, with ALOS appearing in job listings and leaked build references. Leaks suggest that a desktop-oriented interface with a taller taskbar, rearranged system controls, and Chrome browser support with extensions. That would make it feel more like a true PC than a standard Android on a big screen. Google has reportedly indicated a 2026 launch window, though exact timing is still unclear. Current coverage suggests development is far enough along that internal testing is already happening. No, huge surprise there.
Yeah.
On real hardware. So now we talked about this on your show last Thursday, In Touch with iOS, which you can watch live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over there on the Tubes of You. Just go and look for it. You'll see it there, and you'll see the whole gang doing all kinds of stuff. Sponsored plug, which is what we were talking about earlier. So what's your take on this?
I think Google just is trying to just drum up some just talk, because Google I/O just came out, and it was out, and a lot of chatter was going on during that event, because they see a little bit of writing on the wall that Apple really did an amazing thing with the MacBook Neo. The MacBook Neo, which I have one, is a pretty amazing laptop for this price. It really is, and
especially considering it came from Apple.
And it came from Apple. It's Mac OS operating system. It's not the cruddy Chromebook and the Chrome OS experience. I think the return on investment is going to be huge with MacBook Neos. But hey, you and I both are Apple fans, but I welcome the competition. Let's see what Google comes up with here. Even some PCs, the low end PCs, are not the greatest. I mean, they have their troubles. You got people out there who are they're all in the Google ecosystem. That's great. I'm glad. I mean, I have an Android phone that I have that I like to stay on. I like to just stay on, so make sure I'm understanding what's going on that other side of on the dark side, as far as I'm concerned. But but I just watched Mandalorian and Grogu on Friday night, so I'm just kind of in that Star Wars. Very good. It was very
no
good.
Spoilers. No spoilers.
No
but you
spoilers.
really
I
liked it?
don't want to get us on sidetrack here, but
okay.
Anyway, but
it's my show, Dave. We can do whatever we want.
That is true, but that's my point. Is I just think this is. I mean, there's nothing to look at. How are we going to compare it? I mean, it was just an announcement saying, "Hey, we're working on this, and let's see what's happening here." So until they release something, so people can get it in their hands and look at it and beta and test and all that, it's a non thing to me.
Well, it's weird, and I think I've talked to you about this before. Samsung did something very similar to this,
right,
called DeX, and that worked with existing, at the time, as far as I know, it's still around, Android phones. And it was really the main reason, because I have a Samsung Galaxy 10, which tells you how long ago that was.
Right.
And that was the main, that was the main reason why I bought it, was to try DeX. And I was pleasantly surprised. It took existing Android applications and made them look like desktop apps for the most part. You know, I mean, there were some that were kind of like, it's okay. But for things like Microsoft Office, it worked fantastic. I was really, really surprised. So if Google can take something like this, then yeah, I wouldn't mind having a third desktop standard out there. Something that has
Sure.
some traction, you know. And the nice thing about this versus Dex is Samsung was kind of doing that alone. And because they didn't control
Right.
the underlying operating system, there was always the possibility that something could break. But because this is Google and and Android is their operating system, they should be able to control the experience and kind of push developers into creating applications that'll work on both. A lot of it's going to depend on how much. I don't want to say cross-platform, but it's not really cross-platform because it's still running Android OS in the background. But like whatever the compatibility layer is between the phone OS and this desktop OS, it's really going to depend on how much Google can push developers in that direction.
For sure.
Now it's still too early to compare it as a finished product because all I've seen so far is just a few leaked images of it. But chances are it's going to feel closer to Chrome OS in speed and simplicity while borrowing some of the Mac OS's polish and ecosystem style continuity. However, compared to the Mac OS, it will almost certainly start with a much weaker app ecosystem and a less mature desktop workflow, which almost goes without saying. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's going to be much weaker app system because what kind of do we know what Aluminium OS is? Is it based on Chrome OS? Is it based on apps that are developed for that, or is there a whole new place for app development? I mean,
I think it's going to be more along the lines of not based on the Chrome OS because all you could get on the Chrome OS were web apps.
Web apps. That's true. So is this going to be?
It's going to have to be standalone apps.
If it's going to be standalone apps, then that is a good idea because you're going to give Microsoft and Apple some competition with this. The Chrome OS is just it's basically a terminal. It's web based. I mean, you can't do anything with it. I mean, you have to use all the Google apps. Yeah, granted, a lot of app developers like Firefox and others created their own Google Chrome OS based install, so you can install it as a Chrome OS quote unquote app because it's web based, and that's what they did. They designed it as a web based app. But is that where it's going? That you got to think about that too. With the way things are now, and everything is web based. You have Microsoft with Microsoft 365. You have web based applications for Office 365. Basically, honestly, I mean, you can use it. I don't find it to be as easier to use, and things are much different.
Robust either.
Not as robust as a app based version of Word, Excel, PowerPoint. But it's there. Missing. I mean, you got OneDrive. OneDrive has its own app as well as it's web based. So you can access all your files when you're using OneDrive for storing your files in the cloud. Same thing. So, but you start looking at you look at some of the more power apps like on Microsoft's side. I mean, I just bring that up because of my knowledge of this. They have this program called Visio, which was doing flow charts and diagrams and that kind of stuff. And you have Project, which was project applications. So people who are creating projects, working on projects, keeping them organized. They did not support the Mac very well on those apps at all. Visio doesn't have any app at all, an app-based version for Mac
So
at all.
everything would have to be done.
It's web-based for Visio. Well, now what Microsoft did with Project, because Project's changing so much the way project management happens, and that's a whole other discussion by itself. But I only mention it because they stopped even supporting the web-based version of that particular app. And do I see a trend there? I don't know. It's possible. They want you to move to their new platform called Microsoft Planner, and it's not anywhere near what I mean. I'm not real well versed in Project, but and it's probably a little too much for this audience, but uh, it, I wonder I'm going to see that kind of trend. Why I brought that up, because where are
What,
we at with this?
web-based versus
Web-based
standalone app?
versus applications. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the problem is because Microsoft Office runs on pretty much everything.
Yeah.
That runs on
Because
iOS.
web-based.
It
Yeah.
runs
You
on
can
Android. It runs on Linux through the web app,
web app.
and
Same thing with
it
Chrome
runs
OS
on the
too.
Mac OS. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
on Windows and the Mac OS, they have standalone apps for
They do.
nearly everything except for some of the
Yeah.
examples that you gave. Um, if they're going to go strictly to web type applications so that they can, the problem is, and I have talked about this before,
Mm-hmm.
where I think that eventually we're going to end up with is a single device that you put in your pocket, and when you're home, you put it on some kind of stand or whatever, and it connects up to all the peripherals that you have, and then you have some version of a
Yeah.
desktop operating system that you're running at home. When you get to work, you plug it into something there, and it
Right.
sandboxes so that it's only dealing with the local intranet or network
Right.
that you're dealing with there, and never the twain shall meet, which is how you keep control over something like that.
Right.
And I think that this step by Google, assuming that everything happens the way that they have, it's rumored to have happen, is a
Mm-hmm.
step in that direction.
Sure.
So you have an Android phone, you plug it in at home, it uses the Aluminium OS to do all the stuff that you want to do at home. You pick it up and you're using it as a phone as you're going out and about, and then you get to work and you plug it in there, and then you've got a sandbox version that's only working with the applications and file system storage that you have at work, and you can't actually copy stuff
Right.
to your phone to take someplace else, because a lot of that, well, I guess it would depend on the application and what it is that you're trying to do.
Right.
But you could work it so that a stand like this that has video outputs and audio outputs and USB ports and all the rest of that
Mm-hmm.
will only connect to your work intranet. So even working from home, you're still
Right.
working in a sandboxed environment,
Exactly.
which they're having to do virtually now for the
Exactly.
most
Yeah.
part.
And they're trying to go away from virtualization. You want it to be more web-based.
Right. Right.
But there's
Well,
no
it
way
almost
around it. You
sounded
got
like I knew what I was talking about there.
you
This
did it actually.
close.
It
This
was very
close,
close.
Dave.
But yeah, virtualization, that's a whole nother topic. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it
Well, and
definitely
that's and during COVID, that's what I was doing with the Department of State when I was,
right.
working from home there.
Remoting into that whole world has changed. Again, another topic for another day.
Yes. Yes. All right. Side by side comparison with what they know about the Aluminium OS versus the Mac OS.
Yep.
Startup speed expected to be quick. This is talking about the Aluminium OS. If
Mhm.
Google keeps the Android based stack lean, but of course, this is still unproven. With the Mac OS, usually very fast, especially on Apple Silicon Macs, with highly optimized boot and wake performances. Multitasking, likely decent for light to moderate productivity, but desktop behavior is still being defined. With the Mac OS, strong polished multitasking with a mature window management and better support for pro workflows. Battery life could be a strength on efficient hardware, especially if Android power management translates well to laptops. On the Mac OS, excellent on Apple Silicon. And I mean, I haven't really had a chance to experiment much with the Neo, but I have heard that the battery life on the Neo
Yep.
is like unbelievable, especially
I've
for
I
the
can
size of the battery that it has in it.
I've tested it. I know.
Okay, app compatibility, likely strong for Android apps and web apps, but desktop app depth is still unclear. And that was,
Mhm.
we were talking about that before. With the Mac OS, broad support for high quality native desktop apps, especially in the creative and professional software applications. Where
Mhm.
Mac OS wins, Mac OS has the clear lead in maturity, app quality, and polished desktop behavior. It
Yeah.
also has a much stronger track record for creative work, superb audio production, and pro grade hardware integration, which matters if you want a system that feels finished rather than experimental. Where the Aluminum OS could compete, Aluminum OS could be attractive if Google nails fast startup, simple multitasking, and good battery life on lower cost hardware. It may also appeal if Android app support turns out to be more seamless than Chrome OS's current container based approach or web based approach.
Yep.
So, anything else on that?
No, I think we nailed it pretty good there.
Okay, I'm actually looking forward to seeing where this is going to go, assuming that
Sure.
Google actually comes out with this. And
Yeah. There's
I
that.
will I will probably see if I can get some kind of low end hardware to give it a try on. You know, the
Absolutely.
Google's Galaxy 10 experiment, something like that.
It's right.
Okay, we are gonna move right over to Gaz's tips.
Hit it. Gaz's tips.
Mostly.
Gaz's tips.
Mostly.
Gaz's tips.
It's time for
Gaz's tip.
It is. You can create smart folders that auto show files matching criteria like tagged with Project X or edited today so that you can find things without hunting through folders. You assign tags, colors, and names to files and folders in the Finder, then filter by tag in the sidebar or smart folder for group related work. I imagine you do a lot of this, don't you?
Sometimes I don't do smart folders too often, but and tagging I should do a better job of doing that because it does make it a lot easier to manage
I
folders as
need to
well as
do it
find things.
with
I'm
this
I'm bad.
show, you
Yeah.
know, because I record the audio and video for this show. It goes on the main hard drive. And then once I have the audio edited and the video edited, I move that
Yep.
over to one of my external drives. And that's where I actually upload it from, even though it takes a little bit longer, but I don't really care. You know,
Yeah.
once the actual work is done, then it's like, well, you can do whatever you want while I'm
Right.
waiting for
Right.
you to finish uploading. But sometimes I struggle because I'm trying to find, especially with the audio version of this show, I include a bumper in like at the very end of the theme song just before I start to talk. And that's just a little bit of, you know, hey, this is something funny that somebody did for us because we don't do ads anymore. There needed to be some place to put those bumpers. And I think that works out really, really well for the audio version of the show. On the video version of the show, of course, I have like a 10 to 12 second, actually, I guess it's a little bit longer than that, startup little video thing. If you go to VertShark over there on the Tubes of You and look at one of the more recent shows since we started doing the GMen show, you can see what that looks like there. But I think that's it. Would you agree that was a pretty damn good tip?
That was a great tip.
Well, I'm seeing him nod his head like crazy.
As is.
That's the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's tips.
Is that the end of the tip?
Will you let me finish?
Gaz, you are absolutely right.
Okay. we're gonna go right on. We don't have any we have no feedback this week, which kind of sucks. But I do have a for pick's sake, and my for pick's sake this week is Sound Source from Rogue Amoeba. This
Best
is
stuff.
literally the best tool for dealing with system-wide audio on your Mac. From a handy menu bar control, you can set audio defaults as well as reroute audio from one source to another. You can try it for free or pay $49 for this very useful tool. If you already have an older version of it, the upgrade price is only $25. And it replaces, because I mean, Apple doesn't include a little menu bar sound control, but it's very rudimentary. And compared to Sound Source, it's weak. It's definitely weak sauce. Sound
Yeah.
Source is a great little program from Rogue Amoeba, and they're one of those independent creators that most of us podcasters could not do without, between like Audio Hijack and Loopback and some of the other things that they have. We all have them, and it's
Oh, I love them.
well worth the price. Now, you've got something here too. Tell me about this, Dave.
Yeah, this is. I just found this. I'll actually give. I forgot who gave it to me. It might have been Patrice on Mac Show. Mac Show. Yeah, it was Patrice. So she hooked me onto this. This is called. It's a Roost. It's the version 3 of their new uh, laptop stand, and it is so incredibly flexible. I didn't get it just yet. It's actually sitting on my porch at home, waiting for me to grab it and start trying it because I ordered it while we were out here. So but it is, if you look at how it's flexible, it's just simple little arms that just flex in every direction that you want. It can be all the way up in front of you. It can be in one place. I'm looking more to keep it like flat because I need to get this MacBook Pro M5 Pro ready as my main device now because I've been using my Mac Mini, but I'm I want to do the M5 thing now. So having a laptop on a desk, because that takes up kind of a lot of space. But the nice thing about the stand, it can be flexible in any way you want, and I can just close the lid, leave it flat, and and then have it raised up enough that I can still have some of the space left under that to use things on the desk. So it's not that expensive. It's $89, and
Oh, that's
it's
pretty
made by
good.
some pretty. It's an independent. It was an independent manufacturer, so it's one guy that put this together. And I believe Chuck Joyner did interview these guys a number of years ago at I think it was at CES, and he said a lot of good things about it too. So I'm looking forward to check it out. Patrice gives it a thumbs up. It was a great little laptop stand, and yeah, check it out.
Nice. Okay. And there'll be links to both Sound Source and this adjustable laptop stand in the show notes. So
Yep.
if you're interested in either one of these products, make sure you go on over there. And I would love to give you an affiliate link, but I don't do that. If you would,
Well, I
but
gave you mine,
however,
so at least
I'm sorry.
I said I gave you mine.
Okay, good enough. So you can help support Dave too by getting one of these
Yeah.
these wonderful laptop stands, and it won't cost you any extra. How about that?
Yes.
But speaking of supporting the show, if you would like to support the show, you can go to Coffee, and that would be ko-fi.com/MacParrot. And that is how you can support me. That is one way. The other way is to go to PayPal, and you would send that to, or you would go to paypal.me/MacParrot. Now, as I was saying earlier, actually, I do have, I don't think I said this before. I must have missed this last week. I do have some email feedback from longtime friend and supporter of the show, a longtime friend and supporter of mymac.com, Bob Wood.
Oh yeah.
And,
Hey
and he
Bob.
says, "Hey, Bob, I think he's been to Macstock.
Oh yeah, many times. We'll be seeing
Hopefully
him
he'll be
again.
there this year."
He will. Don't worry.
He says, "Sorry to hear that you're laid up. Hope you are back on your feet and wheels soon. We miss you and need you to balance Guy." Well, he tries. He tries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Balancing me, as Dave can attest through many times being not in touch with iOS, can be difficult, especially if Jeff Gammon is on as well.
This is true.
That makes it doubly hard. That is the only
But doubly
feedback we have.
entertaining.
Very entertaining. That's the only feedback we have this week. Remember, if you have done a podcast review, you need to let me know, number one, that you've done it, because I have no idea what podcast aggregator that you're using, I will go and I will look at that review. We'll talk about it here on the show, and I will send you something that will absolutely change the way that you look at your world as it is today.
It changed me.
And I'm so sorry. I cannot apologize enough for that, Dave. He used to be Davina. No. We're not going to go there. We're not going to go there.
No, don't do it.
And that thing that will change your life is called a Woo T. And if you don't know what a Woo T is, it is a big W, big O, big T, little I, little E, exclamation mark. That is a Woo T. The other thing you can do, you can send us a bumper. A bumper should be roughly between 5 to 10 seconds. And it's just, you can say whatever you want about me, about Gaz, about the show, and we'll play it. We have no shame. We will play it. And
no profanity.
Well, no, you can, but if you have to use naughty words, Marcus, then they will be beeped. Poor Marcus. He gets the blame every single week.
Wow.
So if you would like to contact Dave and say, Dave, you've been on this show like 3 or 4 times now. When will you learn your lesson?
This is true, but
how would they get a hold of you?
You can get the best places in touch with iOS, intouchwithios.com. The YouTube channel is youtube.com/intouchwithios. I do a number of podcasts. You can find me there too. Is tonight, actually, as a recording, this is on Sunday nights with Marty and Eric. I do the Neo Notebook.
I was going to say Neo Notebook will be tonight.
Will be tonight, and then we'll be talking about the MacBook Neo. And then Monday nights,
live, won't it?
It's live at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Yes. On the YouTube channel. It's you can find it on YouTube. And Mondays we do another one that's dedicated to the fine Vision Pro, which is the Vision Profiles podcast. Marty and Eric join me with that as well. It's Marty's show. That's Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then Tuesday nights, Mac Voices Live with the great, awesome Chuck Joyner and all the crew, including Guy here, goes on there as well. That is
I'm not fasting for a colonoscopy.
Well, then there's that. Yeah. Then there's that's at 8 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday nights, and then Thursday nights we record in Touch on iOS at 8 p.m. Eastern time as well. Then Fridays I'm on the Mac Show on the British Tech Network, and that's early in the morning. Not early, but about 11 a.m. Eastern time, where we have a fun time doing live, but you can listen to it too. We have a great time, and that's with Patrice is on there, Jeff's the host, and Chuck Joyner and Marty, me, and many others from time to time. So
actually from the UK?
No, not
that
usually.
Is so weird.
Patrice lives in Austria, so
okay. Well, it's at least
she's still in Europe. Yeah, she's in the EU, so at least she's got some breath. But yeah.
Okay.
We miss Ewan. He's the founder of it. But yeah.
And
then social media is Dave G65, primarily on BlueSky and Mastadon. Thank you for having me here.
You're very, very welcome. Thanks for coming on. If you would like to get a hold of us here on the show, you would send your email through the email client of your choice to gmenshow at icloud.com, GMENSHOW. I am mostly active on Twaxter and Skies of Blue, and lately quite a bit on Threads as well, where you can find me as MacParrot or VertShark. If you'd like to find Gaz, he's over there on Mastadon as GazMaz, GazMaz at c.im, and also on Skies of Blue. If you would like to send something to both of us, that would be Guy and Gaz, GYANDGAZ, no spaces, on Twitter and Skies of Blue. And Dave, we have a Google Voice number. There is a Google Voice number that is associated with this
incredible
show. I know, and it's right there. If you go to YouTube, go to the VertShark channel and you watch this show, you will see on the bottom is not only the email address that you can use to send us whatever it is you want to send us, but also our phone number.
Guy has a Google Voice number. The G-Men wants your call. Call him now.
That number is 703-828-4677. If you are outside of the U.S., your country code should be 1 and then the number, and you could possibly incur charges if you dial it directly. So do all the other things that we've already talked about to get a hold of us, just to make sure that you don't have to pay anything. But some people really like calling on a phone. And so if you do, here is that number one last time.
703-828-4678.
That's right, Dave. It is 703-828-46. And that is the number that you call. And Dave, we are almost at the sad part of the show. Actually, we are at the terribly sad part of the show where we have to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
And before we go, I would like to say thank you. Thank you. And this is no joke, no weirdness other than the way I normally am. We really, really do appreciate the fact that you download and listen to this show. Please, please. Thank you all so very, very much. And Dave, I think that this week we were good enough.
We were good enough.
Yeah. And also this week, I know, but just bear with me here.
Yeah.
We were smart enough.
I am smart.
You are smart. He's the smart one. And that, doggone it, Wilf, Ralph, people like us. Now,
They do.
are you ready? I got some dad jokes.
Oh,
And
boy.
I apologize in advance. Dave, I can't believe I got fired from the calendar factory. All I did was take a day off.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
Say goodnight.
Oh, no, there's more. There's more.
Oh,
Nothing ruins a Friday more than realizing that today is Tuesday.
yeah.
My company gave me an aptitude test, and I found out the work I was best suited for was retirement. And
Well,
here
you
is
are.
the last one. I swear this is the last one. The
Jeez.
best time to start thinking about your retirement is before your boss does.
That's a wise thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And
in hand, I hope. So you can all go home and there's nothing to worry about. Get out of here now. Go on home and I go home.